Hi, it's Sue. Welcome back to my channel today, where, as you can see, I've been playing with the Gelli Plate. Just move that box out of the way. These are my latest Gelli prints. I've got to say I'm having a lot of fun with this plate. I've watched a few more videos, so I feel like, okay, yeah, I'm getting a few more ideas. And I did pick up a few paints, different paints, the other day, just to have another play with. And you can see here, I'm working with block colours. And on this one, a little bit of gold. And I'm using my favourite piece of equipment here, which is the top of my glue bottle, to form these rings. So yeah, that's another little playing step. On this one, I actually drew some rings with a cotton bud, and I also drew some squares, but the squares are not as visible through this. And this patchy looking white is from some older paint that has gone a bit thick, and I actually don't mind that on the finished piece. I quite like the texture it gives, but I must say I'm a bit careful about the Gelli Plate. I clean it off well after I've actually done that. So this is another one using blacks, gold and a copper. And again, I've used the circles, and it's also picking up bits from the plate. Well, that was more or less a clean-up, or the other side of my clean-up look. That one I did the other day, and again, blacks and copper. And this was drawn, the circles, or ovals really, were drawn on the plate before I added the ink. And then I swished some white paint through, but I think that could have taken a bit longer to dry, might have looked a bit better, but I quite like that one. This one was very colourful. This one used some of the new paints I bought, and it was just a bit OTT for me. So I added another layer, drawing on the circles and squares, and then covered it with white to pull that print. And yeah, I don't mind that. The other side, I quite like that. That's using, again, the circles and a cotton bud to draw, and a build-up of different paints on the Gelli Plate. There's blues in there, golds, purpley colour, magenta, this striking hot orangey colour, reds. Yeah, I don't mind that. It's got a bit of a sheen. So they're my latest, and I'm going to put those into this box. Now, I can't remember whether I showed you this box before. This has got a lot of my ink and paint play pieces in it, and I will be using bits from here for my art journal. She says, in inverted commas, art journal. It's, you know, it's my idea of an art journal. It's not particularly, you know, a lot of the real, what am I trying to say? Mixed media artists would poo-poo this, but never mind. It, you know, it's mine. So, again, I'm not sure whether I've shown you this. This was the first page I did. I drew and painted leaves, and this one here, and cut them out and used them for the tag and the pocket front. This was a collage piece. And then over here, another sort of collage piece. There's actually a couple of these are done, this one particularly and that one are done with watercolours. There's a bit of my mark making paper here. This one was stamped using one of the big background stamps. Same over here, mark making, inked papers. That was a Gelli Plate print, bit of extra bits. And then this was the last page I got to. Again, it was using papers from my box and just my ink pens to dot around. And yeah, I quite like that. I mean, I'll probably, over time, I will add more to it. You can see I've stamped in gold around. So these are the other pages. Again, I'm pretty sure I've shown you this. And they're all inked. Worked on the Gelli Plate mostly. So I've got a few pages there to play with, which is good. And that was the piece that I used the clean off sheet. I stamped in black and then I've gone in with my paint pens and painted that one. You know, just coloured in using the paint pens. So again, I'll probably add more to that as time goes on, but for now, I was quite happy with that. Okay, so I thought I'd do something on this page. So I'll just go and get myself organised and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back and I've decided I'm going to use a quote stamp from Darkroom Door. We don't stop playing because we grow old. We grow old because we stop playing. That tells you a bit about how I'm feeling today. Oh dear. So I'm going to use my stamp positioner because I'm not sure how well I'm going to stamp on the first pass. I will use the VersaFine Claire Fallen Leaves ink, which is nice and juicy. And hopefully that will help. So we'll just ink her up. It's looking good so far. There we go. So now the first pass. Look at that. Pretty perfect, I'd say. I might go one more. Just because it's on that painted background, but I think that's pretty good. Put the lid on. There we are. Now that's got to dry, but I'm happy with that. Now, let's get this off and see if I can remove the magnets without sticking them together. Always makes me jump when that happens. Okay, that's done. Done, done, done. Put that over there, out of the way. And these. Okay, so that's our stamp piece, and I will just go around the edge of that because I've torn most of that paper. Actually, that side is not a torn edge, so I might see if I can gently, without smudging the ink. Yep, that's good enough, I think. sometimes I think, you know, the white edges look quite good depending on what the background is. I mean, this is going to be quite dark, so I could probably have got away without doing that. All right, so pop that there. Now, what I thought was, on this page, I'd do a bit of paper weaving, and I've got a few pieces. I've torn a few strips off, but I'm thinking something like this, and I've got that up higher because I want this bit of colour here. And then also I want to end with this black. Okay, so it's 3 pieces one way and 4 the other. And I don't want them particularly straight. You know, I don't want all the tops to marry up. So I just bring that down a bit more. And something like that. Now what I'm going to do is, with my scissors, trim this piece. Bring in my book page. So it will fit on my page. Something like this. So then I want to trim these off. There we go. Because I'm thinking this piece will sit about there. So I'd say that's about how I want it. Okay. Tip it over. And I'm going to use arc glitter glue for this. I just think it will be a bit more precise. I hope I'm not getting my head in the way of the camera here. I was watching Liz from Buttons for Brains, and she's doing a crossword challenge. And it put me in mind of this, paper weaving, the crossword blocks. So that's really what inspired me, I'd say. You know how she did the Tetris crossword, where it's sort of a floating crossword. So I thought this was sort of similar. Right, let's see if I can get this. This page is going to stick to my fingers, which A bit painful, but never mind. That's not too bad. Oops. That glue there. Right, and then this piece to go here. And that ink's still not quite dry, so I'll do a bit of air gluing. I don't know whether you can hear the wind here. It suddenly got up very windy. I've had to anchor down furniture on the balcony. It was blowing around out there, and I've got washing on the line. I don't think that'll be out for long. Okay. There we go. So there you have it. That's the next page in my art journal. Yeah, look, that is still wet. It's come through on there a bit, so I'll have to leave that open for a while. Anyway, that's it. That was a quick video today. I still have to decorate the front of the book, but I will get to that. And all these extra bits will go into my box, ready for the next time. Okay, thanks so much for calling past today. I hope you're getting ready for a nice weekend. Weather is looking good here. I hope it's good where you are. Some of you have said it's pretty warm. Well, enjoy. And I hope to see you in the next video. Okay, bye now.